Hello, this is Neville with lesson 12 in our guided tour through the New Testament. Today we're looking at Matthew chapter 10, Jesus commissioning those who would work for him. In this we'll see how Jesus tells them there are going to be hard times, but he's going to help them through these hard times. And this is a little bit confusing for the disciples because they were taught to compare suffering with sin and not too sure how this is going to work out. Some of the titles in front of you from confronting an evil world all the way to following Jesus. Also, our map shows that this is the closing of the Galilean ministry of Jesus. For our outline, I've chosen the Bible Knowledge Commentary. It shows the context where most people place it, which is verse 35, and this is because Jesus gives his threefold ministry here as teaching, preaching, and healing. We start then with chapter 10, the workers noted, the workers instructed with first of all an appropriate message and then an anticipated response. And then we go on to the workers comforted, the workers admonished, the workers rewarded, and then next study will be the challenges to the king's authority. Let's read together from the English Standard Version. The 12 apostles. And Jesus called to him his 12 disciples, and gave them authority over unclean spirits, to cast them out, and to heal every disease and affliction. The names of the 12 apostles were first Simon. His name originally was Peter. We also notice that we start with Simon and we end with Judas Iscariot, who betrayed Jesus, because of the prominence of Peter. First Simon, who is called Peter, and Andrew his brother, James the son of Zebedee, and John his brother, Philip and Bartholomew, Thomas, and Matthew the tax collector, James the son of Alphaeus, and Thaddeus. That's not Thaddeus' original name, but Thaddeus means somebody who is warm-hearted, probably to get the influence of his other name, which is Judas, away from that. And then Simon the Canaanian, and Judas Iscariot, who betrayed him. Now Judas probably is the only one from Judea amongst this group. Jesus sends out the 12. As we think about these 12, I want you to realize that these 12 were not cut from theological cloth or fed spiritual milk. They're just normal people who are asked to do an extraordinary job. And this is what Jesus is asking all of us. These 12 Jesus sent out, instructing them, Go nowhere among the Gentiles, and enter no town of the Samaritans, but go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And proclaim as you go, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Heal the sick, raise the dead, cleanse lepers, cast out demons. You received without paying, give without pay. Acquire no gold, nor silver, nor copper for your belts, no bag for your journey, nor 2 tunics, nor sandals, or a staff, for the laborer deserves his food. Verse 11. And whatever town or village you enter, find out who is worthy in it, and stay there until you depart. As you enter the house, greet it, and if the house is worthy, let your peace come upon it. But if it is not worthy, let your peace return to you. And if anyone will not receive you or listen to your words, shake off the dust from your feet when you leave that house or town. Truly I say to you, it will be more bearable on that day of judgment for the land of Sodom and Gomorrah than for that town. Imagine just for a second that I was giving away $1 million. How many people do you think would line up at my door? You would expect that, right? Well, yeah, we have a gospel message more valuable than $1 billion trillion. Yet people are not going to receive it. And so the disciples should be confused about this. And Jesus is saying this is how you deal with it when people don't want this free gift. Also, yeah, we come to persecution will come. Verse 16. Behold, I am sending you out as sheep in the midst of wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of men, for they will deliver you over to the courts and flog you in their synagogues. And you will be dragged before governors and kings for my sake, to bear witness before them and the Gentiles. When they deliver you over, Do not be anxious how you are to speak, or what you are to say. For what you are to say will be given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Spirit of your Father speaking through you. Brethren, people are going to, even good Christian people, are going to try to get you to back down. Be strong. Do not be anxious. Let the Lord speak through you. Verse 21. And by the way, the Lord speaking to you is going to be book, chapter, and verse. And if people are persecuting you in His name, in Jesus' name, it better be book, chapter, and verse. And if it is, always be prepared to see there's two sides of an argument, and be prepared to back down. Do not be filled with pride. Verse 21. Brother will deliver brother over to death, and father his child, and children will rise against parents and have them put to death. And you will be hated by all for my name's sake. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. When they persecute you in one town, flee to the next. For truly I say to you, you will not have gone throughout all the towns of Israel before the Son of Man comes. A disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. Verse 25. It is enough for the disciple to be like his teacher, and the servant like his master. If they have called the master of the house Beelzebub, how much more will they malign those of his household? Fear not. Verse 26. So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be made known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who kill the body, and cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs on your head are numbered. Fear not, therefore, you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I also will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I also will deny before my Father who is in heaven. Verse 34. Do not think that I have come to bring peace to the earth. I have not come to bring peace, but a sword. For I have come to set a man against his father, and a daughter against his mother, and a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a person's enemies will be those of his own household. Whoever loves father or mother more than me is not worthy of me, and whoever loves son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. And whoever does not take his cross and follow me is not worthy of me. Whoever finds his life will lose it, and whoever loses his life for my sake will find it. Verse 40. Whoever receives you receives me, and whoever receives me receives him who sent me. And the one who receives a prophet because he is a prophet will receive a prophet's reward. And the one who receives a righteous person because he is a righteous person will receive a righteous person's reward. And whoever gives one of these little ones even a cup of cold water because he is a disciple, truly I say to you, he will by no means lose his reward. And the next time we will look at John the Baptist. To close this lesson, what Jesus is asking you is to surrender all. Are you prepared to surrender all? Are you prepared to let Jesus take lead of your life? Higher than the highest heaven, someone once wrote, deeper than the deepest sea. Lord, thy love at last hath conquered. Grant me now my supplication, none of self and all of thee. God bless you as you step out into an unknown world. Do it without fear, and God will take care of you. God bless. Have a great day.